First, I want to say thank you to any of you who've picked up the book or the audiobook and started reading it. I can't thank you enough for the support. It's really hard as an indie author to get the kind of exposure that's really needed to take off. So if you've read the book or you're reading the book, you're going through the audiobook, if you could leave a review after you've read the book, it's really helpful to drive my writing. The fact is that as writers, we want to write what we think is good, but at the same time, valuable feedback is really important to know where our pitfalls are as writers. Now, this isn't to say that we should just sell out and just pander to whatever feedback we get, but what I am talking about is it is good to get valuable feedback from people to know what kinds of things are really not working and what kinds of things are really working well. So, without further ado, I really want to get to that review now, and I want to show you exactly what this reviewer has said. Alright, if you haven't been on the Reedsy website, I really highly recommend it. Not only if you're an aspiring writer who is looking for cover designers. I found my cover designer, John Alves, on Reedsy, and I think he's done an amazing job on this cover. But you can also find editors, cover designers, proofreaders. You can find pretty much anyone on here, marketers as well, who can help you with your indie publishing journey. So, this is the Reedsy Discovery website. This is specifically for newer writers and indie writers who've just come out with a new novel that they want to share with the world. So, Codelines and Bloodlines by K.P. O'Donnell. First of all, first thing I want to point out, 5-star review. It is a must-read with a trophy next to it. I could not be more excited or proud at this point. So it says, in a post-apocalyptic violent world, past and present collide for robot Cora as the strength of her friendship and family bonds is tested. So every review is accompanied by a synopsis, which in this case is actually the back cover of my second novel. So the synopsis reads, in the second installment of this post-apocalyptic sci-fi series, alliances will be made, the past and present collide, and the true meaning of family will be tested. With her true identity uncovered, Cora now has a new purpose and a mission of utmost importance. Questions lingered. Why was her father so distant? While she journeys to relight the pinnacles, Cora will learn what sacrifice really entails. Their mission complete, the Exhumers return to their city in chaos. A new enemy, the Annexers Alliance, was bending everyone to their will. To fight an army, the Exhumers would need an army. Would a powerful nomadic group be their salvation or their demise? Amelia Wong faced the consequences of her actions in a last-ditch effort to repel the Alliance. Many are dead now, and errants roam the hallways. Amelia's family's dark past will come to light as the hub rebuilds, a past filled with guilt and unfinished business. Will she uncover the truth before it's too late? Alright, now Jennifer Hill actually reviewed my first novel, The Vital Link, and gave it 4 stars, which was, that was awesome in and of itself. She really did give some really good feedback. So this section of the review is her actual feedback to my novel. It says, in the first book in this series, we meet VL-15, an AI machine that has been buried under rubble for years and has been disinterred by the Exhumers, working in the wastelands, looking for spare parts for Dr. Amelia Wong to use for robot repair. In the second book, VL-15, now known as Cora, is commissioned by her father, Michael, also now a robot, to find the compound needed to reactivate the communication system at the pinnacles where Janine Kumaro is stationed. Janine from Book 1 is an artificer, one of the people who can commune with robots telepathically, but Craig, one of the Exhumers, is suspicious of Michael, and Cora finds that she too has doubts about him. Meanwhile, as she heads for the pinnacles, Amelia Wong is making a last-ditch effort to repel the enemy. The world building is as inventive as ever, but had I not read the first book, I might have had difficulty working out precisely what was going on at the start of this one. Machines like the Tarsi or the Errants, for example, are not explained, and the disembodied voice of the preceptor that Cora had heard in her head giving orders in the first book is still talking. However, it gradually becomes plain who all the players are, and from then on, it's action all the way. Now, the part that I'll say about that is, the fact is that my series is just that. It's a series. And it's not really about, novel 1 being one fully finished novel, where novel 2 is now a whole new set of problems, characters, and situations. Essentially, and if you read the first novel, please do if you haven't. If you've read the first novel, then you know that a lot of loose ends were left to be tied up, hopefully, in novel 2. So the fact is that, yes, a lot of the things that are going to go on in novel 2, and a lot of the creatures, characters, and areas are not going to be re-explained by me because I just don't think it's really valuable to the series as a whole if I re-explain everything that the reader has already experienced. So I do caution against just picking up Codelines and Bloodlines and just reading from the beginning, because you will very well be lost. That is true. So I'm so happy to see that the world building is as inventive as ever. I love that very beginning of the sentence, because that really is what I do strive to do. I do strive to make things inventive and a different perspective than maybe what you might be used to as a reader, especially if you read a lot of sci-fi. The review goes on to say, descriptions of the world Cora lives in are beautifully done, such as the Ayakobo River, where a single line of pale thin trees jutted on each side of the riverbank, like uneven teeth, a crabweed bush in place of missing trees. That's actually a line from my novel, because I like to try and give the description around the reader. I like to give the description around Cora or the main characters that you're going to be seeing. And I don't want to overdo it, because that was something I ran into. That was something that I ran into as a problem in novel 1, where I felt like I was over describing things. But in novel 2, I am trying to paint a picture of destroyed nature and destroyed beauty, but there are still some things that, you can see as the reader. There are still some remnants of that beauty that maybe one day they'll see in full bloom. So going on, it says, and I loved the little team of violet-eyed mechanicals determined to keep Cora safe, while the errant finrail train with a lashing tail is terrifying. The very natural reactions of everyone to the casual mayhem provides lots of human interest and engage the reader's feelings, as well as their appreciation of the robotics. Return characters and new ones are finely judged, as is their dialogue. Cora is still as courageous and resourceful as ever, and the Exhumer team keep up their spirited defense of her and the city. All in all, an excellent read. Once again, big thank you to Jennifer Hill, who reviewed my first novel as well as the second. She does a lot of great reviews on Reedsy Discovery, so check her out if you have a minute. And once again, John Alves did my cover design, so thank you so much to John. He worked so well with me in bringing my vision to life and bringing all the elements together that I wanted, while still giving a lot of great feedback with his expertise that helped me in trying to create the best cover. He also did a great back cover and the spine. Please check out the paperback as well to see those. So that's it, everyone. That's all I wanted to share with you. If you didn't have a chance, please pick up Codelines and Bloodlines if you've already read the Vital Link. If you haven't read the Vital Link, it's also on Reedsy Discovery in ebook, paperback, and audiobook form. Please take a minute to also upvote if you haven't had a chance on Reedsy Discovery, because that also is a huge way that us indie authors are able to get our books out there so that people can see it. And my hope is that if enough people upvote that book, it will go to the top of the charts and hopefully be featured on the Reedsy Discovery page and email. So thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you soon.